Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I feel very honored to be in the line of dignitaries that have spoken here. I also feel even further honored to be in front of so many kings and queens, and mostly I feel really honored and really blessed to have been part of the fabric of Gene Lockhart's life. He was certainly part of the fabric of my life. I first met Gene in 1968 on Jefferson Avenue at the original Guru store. When I walked into the store, it really defined my life. I was 11 years old, and everything from the decor, which Gene's wife at the time, Joan Howard, had the lion's share to do with, the sounds in the store, the smells in the store of the African oils and incense, the zebra pattern that was on the sidewalk, the feel, the pride, the strength and the majesty that was in the store really entered me and permanently altered the course of the rest of my life. As a friendship ensued with the Lockhart family, especially Gene's wife Joan, JK, my brother Thorner and myself became part of the store as consumers first, and then Joan eventually called me up and granted my dream come true about 6 years later to work at All Day Sunday and a little bit at Uhuru. And Gene really started off in my life as a boss. It was a word I had not used before, and I've not used that word for anybody else ever in my life. He was much more than an employer. He was much more than a supervisor. He was much more than an administrator. He was much more than a business owner. He was more than a community leader. He was a boss. He taught me many things in life. I was very young. He taught me how to greet a customer. He taught me how to wait on people, how to accommodate people, how to look people directly in the eye. He taught me how to count. He taught me how to make change. He taught me how to write a check, which was not part of my job. I brought my new checkbook in because I had an account, because now I suddenly had a job. And he taught me how to sit down and write the checks, and that was not part of the job. That was to help make me from a boy into a man, and he did that. He also taught me how to respectfully disagree with somebody. He taught me how to raise my voice when that was necessary. And no disrespect intended to anybody here, but in the name of Gene Lockhart's authenticity, I'm going to say it out loud. He taught me how to tell somebody to fuck themselves. He also taught me why I should mean it if it was appropriate to say it. After a few years went by, when I left the store, my life developed really very much due to the things that he did teach me. I began to work with Kool and the Gang, who I still work with. I opened up a zoo of African animals, large lions, tigers, leopards, and I wasn't aware of the fact that Mr. Lockhart knew any of that. I would call to see how he was doing, but I would really more want to talk about what he was doing in life than talk about what I was doing in life. And then I staged a surprise visit upon coming back to Rochester, and I walked in the store. He looked at me and a couple of my buddies and he said, "Well, cut my legs off and call me Shorty. Look who's here." And then he took me by the hand to his office in the back of the store, through the beaded curtain. And when you went through the beaded curtain, something was going to happen. So this had been years. I said, "You can't fire me. I haven't worked here in years." So I went in there, and he had framed pictures of me doing all of the endeavors that I was doing. I had no idea he knew anything about it. And that's when I realized that he wasn't just really ingrained into the fabric of my life, but that I was ingrained into the fabric of his life as well. As he showed me the pictures, he said, "I take pride in everything you do, man." He said, "The only reason you know how to do this stuff is because you work for me," and he was telling the truth. As the years went on, we became better and better and better friends, and although all adults are basically the same age, my reverence, appreciation, absolute uncompromised respect for this man, he always made me feel like I was in the land of the giants when I was next to him and the people around him. I met his brother Fred when I worked for him as well. He was the manager of the store for a while. And everybody in that family is a dignitary to me. My respect for Mr. Lockhart is limitless, and when he passed away, he was in Florida visiting his daughter, granddaughter, and great-grandson, and I live right around the corner from them. We were scheduled to have dinner the night that he died. Spoke to him the day before, and the plan was that we would call and confirm we were definitely going to do it, but what time we were going to do it. The times that he came down and stayed at my home really, really honored me, really flattered me, because, as I said, he remained a giant to me. And you can conduct friendship with somebody, but never, ever, ever lose the reverence and the respect that a giant like that accrued from me lifelong, and the respect just bouqueted all the way to the end. I really firmly respect the principle of a celebration of life, and I honor homegoing, but I also have to be truthful and say that my life will never, ever, ever be the same without the pleasure and the majesty of Mr. Lockhart in it on a day-to-day physical basis. So, all I can do is say that I really love Gene Lockhart more than I can express. And once again, I'm really honored to be here and be able to share it with Kings and Queens. Thank you very much.
Beautifully stated. And now, Fred Lockhart.